Welcome to Music and Ideas. This is Sean Donovan, and I am here with the Steel Wheels. Delighted to have you guys in studio. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us. That's all I want to say.
Want to run through a quick intro of the band, and then we're gonna hear a tune. Come back and we'll talk with the Steel Wheels a little bit. So, these descriptions, we've got Brian Dickel's grounded upright bass. Can we hear what grounded sounds like? All right, all right. And we've got Eric Brubaker's evocative fiddle.
All right,
yeah. That was pretty evocative, yeah.
Provocative.
Jay Lapp's signature style. It says signature mandolin style, but you wouldn't be holding a mandolin, yeah. I'd know that signature anywhere. Yeah.
I can't believe you got that sound out of a mandolin. It's amazing.
And we've got Trent Wagler's unmistakable tenor.
Yes, that's me. You'll hear it in a second.
And he's holding a banjo there. So let's hear a tune. What do you got lined up for us?
Yeah, we're gonna do actually kind of butt two tunes up together. Do a bit of a fiddle tune that Eric wrote called Mountains Quake, and then a song we call Find Your Mountain. rising sun. Find your mountain, find your river, find your mountain.
Yeah. All right. The Steel Wheels here, live in studio at KBCS 91.3. Music described as soulful mountain music and based in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. And you all are from Virginia, all of you?
Yeah, that's right. Well, we call our home base Virginia. Jay over here lives in Michigan these days, but he was born in Virginia, so they oftentimes still claim him.
Often, yeah.
Often.
Yeah. And you guys all met at Eastern Mennonite University, have a shared Mennonite heritage, I hear. To which you owe your four-part harmonies.
Yeah, we do. We like to sing a lot of harmonies. We do all have that common heritage, and we grew up singing parts, and it's become a bit of a signature of what we do. So, yeah, we do owe that to our upbringing, I guess.
And we are unfortunately not going to hear the harmonies today. I get because we don't have the microphones for everyone.
We're not going to do the full four-part harmonies, but you'll get a good feel of the harmonies through
great.
some of the songs.
Okay,
yeah.
Excellent. So you guys have got now 3 albums out, Red Wing, 2010, for which you won 5 or nominated for 5 Independent Music Awards. Top honors is Best Country Song, Nothing You Can't Lose, live at Goose Creek in 2011, and then Lay Down, Lay Low in 2012. Again, lots of awards for that album. So, and you've got a new one that's just out or coming out.
Yeah, we
about
got
to
one
be
that's
released.
coming out. This is actually a pre-release. We'll be releasing a new album in April this year called Leave Some Things Behind. And this is our very first time of doing an in-studio about this new album, since it is not quite April yet, but we're really glad to be out here on the West Coast and wanted to play a few of the songs from the album and let people know about it.
What I was reading is it has a concept that dates back to Homer in the Old Testament. Tell us about that.
Well, way back in the Old Testament days, we were writing songs. We've been collecting the songs we've been writing over the last couple years, and we had this time had a good 20-some songs that we had to choose from. And as we started really going through them, and we did a whole set of sessions where we were just kind of trying to record and listen back to what it was we were playing, we realized that there was a bit of a theme to the writing that wasn't altogether intentional, but a lot of it had to do with transition, something about leaving or going towards something and striving for something or going away from something else, So a lot of themes of movement, of leaving, of exodus or whatever. And we as a touring band, we know a lot about that, being on the road a lot, but it's not like it's a bunch of autobiographical touring band songs necessarily. It's all over the map with different kinds of feelings that go with leaving, the excitement about going out to seek out a new adventure, also the sadness of leaving something or someone you love behind, and trying to explore some of those different complicated and complex feelings that you have, sometimes both the same thing of being excited about the new adventure and saddened by leaving something behind.
And it seems this is a bit of a transition album. It's been a few years since you've had an album out. You've done a lot of touring in that time and kind of moving on to maybe, I don't know, more your sound or? Yeah,
I think our sound keeps developing. I mean, it's not a huge departure from what we've done before. But actually, I look over and Jay's holding this resonator guitar. That was featured a lot in the new album. And we did sort of, we've always tried to approach song by song what we think the song deserves rather than trying to implant, hey, this is what we do and we're going to make this song sound like us. And so I think we continue to try that process. And if we say, there were quite a few songs on this album that Jay did not play mandolin, which is his central instrument typically as we've played in the past. But that was really great. It's great to hear what else he does on the resonator, on the baritone guitar. And so it's just a continual fun exploration for us, I think.
Well, and you can get a gander at that resonator as well as have a look at the gents here on KBCS YouTube channel, where the video will be in a matter of days or a week or so. So check that out. Be sure to check that out, everyone listening. And so why don't we do a new tune? Looks like you guys are itching to do something else.
Yeah. Well, this is the song that's that at least has the line in it that the album was named after. So I guess it's the closest we have to a title track. But the song is actually called "End of the World Again."
Turn off the noise, I'll light you a candle. I've been gone on the road too long. Lend me this moment, tell me all about it. I've been gone on the road too long. Time creeps forward without failure. You can't help but leave some things behind. Oh, it's the end of the world again, my darling. I can almost see the fire in the sky. You say crowds have gathered, the smoke it billows. I've been gone on the road too long. There's nothing left here, it's all ash, no tinder. I've been gone on the road too long. Can't go backwards, that time is over. You can't help but leave some things behind. Oh, it's the end of the world again, my darling. I can almost see the fire in the sky. I never gave you the best, and I don't think we've seen the worst yet. 'Cause I'm gonna leave, I know no other way. I'll be gone on the road too long. I don't wanna break down, I don't wanna break you. No, I just keep on singing these songs. Time creeps forward without failure. You can't help but leave some things behind. Oh, it's the end of the world again, my darling. I can almost see the fire in the sky. Yes, it's the end of the world again, my darling. I can almost see the fire in the skies.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Wow. Super sweet. So again, off the new album, The End of the World Again was the name of that tune. And Leave Some Things Behind is the name of that album, due out shortly. So keep an eye on thesteelwheels.com for how you can pick that album up. So you guys not only have an ESB, a beer named after your band, but you've got a dark roast coffee, which will go over big here in the Northwest, halfway to heaven.
That's right. We're actually looking. We're on the market for a kombucha with our name on it. I don't know if anybody.
It's only a matter of time.
Yes. We're just trying to get different fermented things. No, we did. We had some really good friends who run a brewery in the Blue Ridge Mountains. They're called Blue Mountain Brewery, and we started playing as a band, and we were very early and very young and very green at about the same time they were starting their brewery. And it's been really beautiful to see them grow, and their brewery has it's been amazing on the East Coast especially. And our band has also moved on and done a lot of things. And so they came back to us, and we decided to have a beer that was, our faces are on a beer bottle. And that's when we knew we had made it. But yeah, there's the Steel Wheels ESB. We also had, some good local roasters. Some friends of ours made a coffee with our name on it. So yeah, it's been fun. We love that chance to really know the people that you work with. And we knew at some point we wanted to do something like coffee at the merch table. And it's so much nicer when you can really say, this came from our friends, the Lucas Roasting Company. We can talk about these people. It's just nice when it's that close. And we've tried to do that with a lot of our products. We also have some mugs that go along with the coffee. It's a nice theme, but one-of-a-kind mugs that our good friend Justin Rothshank, a great ceramic artist and childhood friend of Jay's, makes for us. And each one's different with different designs, and it's really beautiful. So we've always really loved to have those kinds of products that we'd be able to offer that also call attention to great artwork and just artisans that we really believe in.
Going back to your music, you mentioned as a couple of your inspirations the Mennonite hymnal, which is actually the book of songs, which I'm guessing some or all of you have sung from growing up.
I mean, the first music I learned how to do, and I think a lot of us in the band, was sitting next to my mom and dad in church and listening to my dad sing tenor and my mom sing alto. And the church I grew up in were wood floors and wood benches, and the resonance of voices around me, I think, was what really got me into singing. And when we put this band together, we were interested in putting songs together. We weren't interested in, it wasn't like, we had a checklist and it included being Mennonite. But it just so happened that was part of what we all four had in common. And so when it came time to put songs together, it felt very just natural to throw harmony as a big piece of what we do in our show and a big piece of what we do in our recordings. So yeah, we didn't realize, I think, at first that it was something that impacted us like it did. But for people who don't know, the Mennonite Church and sort of the history of those people did not have a lot of instruments. In fact, for many years and many generations, and still in some churches, they wouldn't allow even a piano or instruments at all. And so the sense of being able to sing harmonies together, that was your instrument. And so singing was very important. And even though that wasn't the upbringing that most of us had, there were instruments, that singing was still very important.
And you mentioned also Henry Wagler, who at the time of your video for Red Wing, where you can see him in that video, was 91 years old, passed away in 2012 at the ripe old age of 93. Can you tell us a little bit about how he was an influence?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know we were going to talk about Grandpa, but my grandfather Henry, he always played the harmonica. He actually grew up in the Amish community, where there were even more limitations. When we say Mennonite, there's sometimes confusion, but Mennonite and Amish are slightly different. And the Amish community is what people think of as the horse and buggies and no electricity, and that's what my grandfather would have grown up in. And he told me that the only instrument they were allowed to have was the harmonica for some reason. I'm not sure, but everything else was forbidden. And I love the stories because he eventually left the community because he didn't quite fit into all the rules. But he and some of his friends got a hold of some instruments and taught themselves some chords kind of on the sly, and they would hide it in the barn, and they became this sort of known underground Amish party band in their community. And that's a really proud part of my heritage, I feel like, that is there. But as I got to know him, once I came of age and started playing acoustic guitar, I got to sit down with him and learn the songs that he liked to play on the harmonica, which was the instrument he always came back to. And that was a big influence for me, because he, the music was always about sharing a song, and it didn't matter if it was for him at church or going to a nursing home or sitting in a living room. It was about sharing songs and sharing music. That's what it feels like. It's such a natural thing for us to be in this world like Wintergrass, where we play with people who, it does feel like it's about the songs and about sharing music, not so much about the glitz and the glory, but just keeping it true to the music.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again for being here, you guys. And we're going to go out on a tune. What do we got as the...
So this was the first track on our new album. It's a song that was inspired by a guy named Fred Eaglesmith. We there? Yeah, sure. Yeah. And Fred is if anybody knows Fred out there, he is quite a he's got a lot to say, both in his music and otherwise. And we were backstage at a festival with him one time, and he just let us have it. He was telling us about how music sometimes can lose its heart, and how sometimes people will try to strip that from you and try to water it down and tell you should be a little more like this new trend or that new trend, and how can we get this audience to come in or that audience. And he said, just forget about it. Or he said something close to that was less appropriate for radio. And anyway, this song kind of came out of that conversation, and we're going to end with it. It's called We've Got a Fire.
We've got a fire and it burns so freely. They want to control it, but they don't know how. They say that it's freedom, go out and seek it, but they're looking for fences to put up around. They gave me a box and they told me to fill it. Well, tell us your story, son, so we can prepare. I strung up that box and I played them a fable. Now they are all dancing like they never cared. It's something that's truer, deep as
All right. The Steel Wheels here live on KBCS 91.3 FM. Sure, appreciate you guys coming in and visiting with us today. And they've got their new album, Leave Some Things Behind, coming out. Did you say when that was?
April 14th.
April 14th. All right. Excellent. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
a lot.
All right. KBCS 91.3.